Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. We've got a good one for you here today. We're going to be talking about decluttering your home or your workspace and maybe a few general cleaning tips for you to use in your own life. Across from me, we have Jun.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. And we have also Crystal.
Hey everybody, happy spring. And our host for today is Steven.
That's right, I'm your host for today. So we've done a few reorganizing and decluttering our life. We'd like to say we're not experts, but we're not dummies. So we're going to hit you guys with a few spring cleaning tips in today's episode. We are now on the line. So to start off today's spring episode, Crystal's got a little game for us.
All right, guys, we're going to do like a quick little game to get us into the spring spirit. Let's spring into spring. Is that a thing? The spring has sprung. So we're going to do sprung into spring, spring into sprung. I don't know. I don't think any of these are phrases. I'm just making it up as I go. So the game for today is basically just a quick word association. I'm going to give you guys the first word of this 2-word phrase, and then you guys have to not scream. You guys have to say a word that would combine with the first word to make the full phrase. And I have a specific second word that I'm looking for you guys to hit. And if you guys get it right, you guys get a point. I got 8 words here, so you can get a max of 8 points. So let's see who can get them all. Gotta catch them all. Pokemon. Ready? Daylight.
Savings.
Nice.
Let's
go. You gotta be faster.
I'm on a delay from your end. I totally said that first.
I did not hear. Okay, next. Garden.
Party.
Nice. Garden party.
I don't
A lot
know.
of garden parties having a spring. I was thinking you guys were gonna say like garden gnome. All right.
Olive Garden.
Next, April.
Showers.
Nice. Wait, who's is that? Who got that?
I said it. But
You said it.
I think this timing thing is a little flawed.
Well, it was April showers. All right. Tulip.
Flower.
No.
Season. I don't know.
Bloom.
Something that happens in the spring. Tulip.
3-lip.
It originates from Holland.
Holland.
The tulip.
Festival.
Yes.
Festival.
You're too slow.
But there's a delay.
All right, tulip festival. There's a tulip festival, and there's actually one in Illinois, like really close to Chicago. Next, cherry.
Tree. Blossom.
Blossom. Nice. I don't know who's saying these first. Cherry blossom. That was the right one.
Nice.
The cherry blossoms are like in full bloom right now, so definitely look up cherry blossoms. They look really nice. Next, Easter.
Sunday.
Hunt.
Not what I'm looking for.
Easter. Bunny.
Yes, Easter bunny. I was looking for Easter bunny. Easter Sunday was a good guess. Spring.
Cleaning, baby.
Nope. I went a different route.
Sprung.
No.
Spring.
Something happens in the spring. Everybody loves it. Everyone's excited about it.
Break.
Yes. Spring break. Spring break. Okay, the last one. Farmers.
Market.
Ooh, that was close. But then again, I think the sound's delayed.
Let me guess. Not what you're looking for.
Good job. That's it. I don't know who won. Felt like we had a little technical difficulties.
It's not really, it's not really a good system.
Oh no.
It is the season to start cleaning. We are in April now, so we could do a little bit of spring cleaning or just some cleaning in general. I wanted to ask you guys, how often do you think you should be cleaning or reorganizing your home?
We're looking for a number here.
Maybe like 13.
Like 14%.
I feel like I don't know, it depends on what kind of cleaning. You got your deep cleaning and then you get like your tidying. I think you should be like tidying like every day or every other day just to keep your space tidy. And then like a good deep clean of all your stuff like every week, maybe bi-weekly for some things. But I think you should do like a daily tidying up situation and then a less daily deep cleaning situation.
I feel like it should just at least be something that you should be doing routinely. I don't think it's something that you do like every once in a while. So, I mean, everyone has their own habits or whatsoever. I think just making it a routine, making it a habit to just clean or to basically make sure you're not making a mess and living in filth is something that's really important to do.
When it comes to kitchen and like dishes and stuff, like that stuff, you're like, okay, clean it every single time when you get a chance to, versus like in your room. I mean, I don't always make my bed every morning. So it's like, every once in a while, I don't have to do it all the time.
I heard that making your bed in the morning makes the biggest difference. So maybe I should start doing that.
In what sense?
I don't know. It
What
just makes
difference
you
are you looking
feel
for?
you start off the day with an accomplishment and then you give yourself a little credit there and then you feel motivated like throughout the rest of the day. And then you reward yourself at night because you have a nice cleaned up bed to get into before bed.
If you don't think I'm in my bed before nighttime, yeah, nuts.
There's some truth to it. I'm pretty sure it's like it changes your life apparently to make your bed during the
It's
morning. I
probably
support it.
similar to like when you wake up and you like just do like you start stretching and stuff. It's not so much what you're doing in the morning. It's just that you're doing something when you wake up because that's the
Mhm.
hardest time to do anything, especially
Yeah.
on work day.
Yeah.
It's like you got to wake up slightly earlier and then do something that is requires any effort.
Definitely. I think that has to do with what Steven said, just making it a habit. Because you can, I mean, I've definitely fallen a victim to just like not doing any tidying until it gets so ridiculous that you're like, I can't live like this anymore. And then
Picture, picture.
you have to clean. So if you make tidying up a habit, it definitely is a lot better. Like you have to do it every day. It's just part of your routine and you don't forget it. And your life is a little bit better because of it.
And the thing is, you'll eventually have to clean it. So making sure that you do all these incremental like tidying or like cleaning throughout the week really helps to make sure that like when the time comes and you do need to actually deep clean, you're not, surrounded with a whole household that you need to deep clean. Maybe it's like organizing your bedroom and later on when it comes down to cleaning it, you don't have to reorganize and then also deep clean. You'll have it kind of tidy so that things are in its place. So when cleaning comes, just that much easier.
Maybe like is the wrong word, but isn't there some type of element of cleaning that's enjoyable? Like, I wouldn't want to say that do you guys like cleaning or do you guys think it's fun? But I think there's a certain point where like it's like, oh, okay, now I gotta clean and organize everything. There's like that certain element, which you said that there's a certain element that's like, okay, you know what, this is not bad. I don't mind doing this.
Yeah, definitely. I have a weird obsession with like clean smells. So I just enjoy using cleaning products and then being able to like light a candle when the whole place is clean. I just love the smell of things. So just the smell of cleaning is so enjoyable to me.
Best smell?
Clean linen, fresh linen, anything that has the word laundry in it. But I do like the
Dirty.
I like the smell. There's like our multi-purpose cleaner. It's by Method, I believe, but it's just like a citrus scent. Oh my god, it smells so good. I just want to wipe my counters down every day because I like the smell.
You would just
Yeah.
want to.
And Bath and Body Works came out with a scent recently called Clean Sheets. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I feel like I wish I could eat it. We have like several
Eat it.
candles. Yeah.
Eat
Eat the good smell.
So like if you guys are cleaning, say like you guys live with a roommate or in the past when you lived with roommates, how did you guys deal with like breaking up the tasks of cleaning? Like you're going to get annoyed if you're going to be cleaning the only one cleaning the whole time.
I'd say for the most part, I've never been with really dirty roommates or people that kept things untidy. Every time I've lived with other people, and currently, everyone just kind of, the public spaces, the shared spaces, they're always It's never gets that dirty. And if it is dirty, it's just, like throwing some stuff into the garbage can, which is, I don't mind doing. So I haven't really had like someone like leaves their clothes everywhere, or like they have something like real nasty. I've had roommates that piled on the dishes, and it's like, yo, do the dishes. But that's one of those things where it's like you use it, you wash it. This is not really. That rule is
Mm.
pretty firm and set for me.
So you guys have like rules, but not so much like assigned chores.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I had something like that. In college, I lived with 3 other roommates, and we kind of like assigned chores to each other. We started with like trash schedule, so like we basically would just alter who would take out the trash next. So when time came, that person was just responsible for taking out the trash. As far as like dishes came, or like wiping down tables, things like that, it was more so like whoever made it dirty, just clean it up. We kind of just lived by that rule. There really weren't any kind of other guidelines other than that. It was all like Jen said, there wasn't like people were messy in any sense where like people would have clothes everywhere or something like that. So we basically stayed tidy for the most part. But I was definitely the stickler for cleaning in the kitchen. Some of my roommates wouldn't wash the dishes until there weren't any dishes left. In some instances, they even had mold build up in their dishes. So I was like yelling at them the whole time. But sorry for that, but not sorry about that. I'm one who definitely cleans more often than not.
I don't know if we had like assigned chores, but it was more of like we set the rules right when we started living together. I think if you are living with roommates or just someone that you are newly living with, definitely make those rules clear so that you guys know what you're expecting out of each other. And if you want to assign duties, assign them. Like Steven is in charge of trash, so I never have to do trash, and he does the floors. I'll like do all of the tidying and vacuuming and like cleaning the counters kind of thing. So if you're going to split the duties, make it clear. And if there are rules, make sure everybody knows the rules. Because if you live with people and you don't make it clear and they don't do something that you expect them to do, things might get annoying, or you guys might have like underlying anger towards each other, and you definitely don't want that. So if you're living with each other, definitely make sure everybody in the household knows the rules, the unspoken rules. You got to let everybody know what's to be expected in terms of cleaning.
That's why, if you're living with roommates, you just have to make sure that you do your own part. If you make a mess, just take responsibility over it and clean it up after yourselves, because you don't want to be cleaning up for other people. They're the same way. They don't want to be cleaning up after you. So do your part, clean up after yourself. And, when time comes to deep clean, it's not that big of a mountain to climb.
Because you guys have assignments, are you guys out of the realm of the trash is overflowing? You wouldn't just take that out yourself? It's there. It's there. You're there. It's overflowing. You can't throw anything else in there. You wouldn't step and be like, "Oh, you know what? Just take it out now because it needs to be taken out." Because I'm more of the mindset, and I feel like it's kind of worked out to where everyone I lived with has had that same thing. Like, if it needs to be done, and that's why we don't really have assignments, then it just will be done. Just do it.
I mean, I think we both kind of do random things together. Like, I feel like before we used to be like, well, you do the laundry and like put it in the washer and the dryer, but then I'll do the dryer and then I'll do the folding and I'll put it away. But if I feel like it's not like strict lines. Like it can go whoever wants to just do it. Like if I know Steven's having a long day, like I'll just do the whole thing. I'll do the whole process, or I'll do all the dishes for that day. And then if I'm really busy and stressed, he'll do the dishes. So there's not like super strict lines. There are some things that we're like, oh, can you do that more so? Like if we're both cleaning for the day, like we know there's people coming over, we kind of know who's going to be doing what.
I kind of just start cleaning, and I mean it's like one of those daunting tasks where like you basically have to cover all your bases. So I feel like if you just start cleaning anything, other things will get done too. But to go back to your question, Jen, I feel like if there's something that needs to be done, like something that needs to be cleaned, I'll just do it on the spot, unless I'm really just trying to be petty or, like I really don't like that person and it's their time to take the garbage out, oh, I'm piling it up on top. But I mean, those days are behind me already. And I'm kind of in a different mindset where like if it needs to be done, you might as well just do it because you're already there. It's not like there's something else that needs to be done that's more pressing than an overflowing garbage, right? So I'll just take on that responsibility and take the garbage out myself.
Let's say that you wanted to start doing assignments. How do you guys divvy up the assignments so they're not like you clean the toilet bowl and I'll take out the trash? Like it's like there's like how do you make it even plain as far as assignments? Where do you start from there?
I feel like when it comes to cleaning, it's really hard to just like balance the workload because it all depends on how big of a mess you make, right? So if I'm like, Crystal, you just clean the living room and then the past 2 nights we've ordered out food and there's like stains and spills and old food just sitting around and in between the crevices of the couch. It's a lot harder to get those things done versus like loading the dishwasher or taking the garbage out. So I feel like when it comes to just assigning duties to clean, it's more so like a balance of what you're willing to do because you don't know how it's going to end up when it comes time to clean. So to gauge on how balanced it'll be just by assigning those roles could be a little murky, a little difficult, but I think
Looks like the toilet.
you just use your best judgment. I mean, right now, like Crystal is saying, like I'll clean the entirety of the bathroom and the kitchen, and she'll do I don't know, the floors, living room, and the bedroom, which isn't doesn't sound so balanced on paper or up front, but I mean, like depending on the mess that we make in all these rooms, we just try to share the workload in that sense versus the actual work itself.
I mean, it depends. Like, I think you just start with a conversation. You just like, what do you want to do? What can I do? And then go from there. And like, if you guys are both okay with whatever you chose, like, that's how it is. You just have to start the conversation. Like, well, we got to clean. People are coming over. What are you going to do? But I feel like there's some things that I hate doing, like literally the bathroom. I freaking hate doing the bathroom. So I always tell Steve, I'm like, I will clean everything in the house. Like, I'll clean both the bathrooms, the kitchen, and the living room if you just do the bathroom.
Bedroom.
And I've done that
Bedroom.
And I've done that literally like usually. I feel like usually I'll be like, I do not want to do the bathroom. So if you do the bathroom, I'll literally do everything else because to me, the bathroom was like such a big task. But maybe to someone else, it might not be as big. So I guess it depends on who the people
Yeah.
you're assigning tasks
Yeah.
to.
You'll do everything else. I guess I'm pooping in the living room today.
No. Oh my gosh. So I guess it just depends on who the people are. Just get to talking.
I think as far as cleaning in general, I like to do cleaning in a sense to reset. I guess is more of the deep cleaning sense. Anytime you get that, I just feel like there's like that whole sense of like, okay, now I can do anything I need to do that's productive. Now is the time. Everything's clean. I can now go to the gym. I can now do this. It's like one of those like mental resets. It's like a little it's that period at the end of the sentence to where I can start the next paragraph. It's one of those things where I use the cleaning to be like, okay, now is the time. Now I can use this to reset everything else.
It's funny because I kind of use cleaning in that same sense where it seems as if like I make it in my mind as like this huge obstacle that I need to do before I can actually get to my responsibilities. So if I've like I'm in school right now, so if I have like a huge paper due at the end of the week, I'm going to be cleaning from like Monday to Thursday. And then, for whatever reason, doing that just gives me the peace of mind and like I mean, I don't know if it's a peace of mind because everything's clean or if it's kind of just like setting myself up for failure, but it's like I enjoy cleaning in that sense where I feel like I can get those things done and then my mind will be in its place to where I can, address all my other responsibilities.
I mean, I
Exactly.
can't do my assignment because the bathroom's dirty. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah.
Little procrastination.
I've
A little bit.
said it before and I'll say it again. A clean and tidy environment is a clean and tidy mind. And that's why Like I have to have a clean space before I work or before I do anything because it's that idea that like there's nothing else left to be done besides this one thing that I'm procrastinated on. But mean that's kind of different for everybody. But to me, I think a clean and organized environment has a clean and organized mind, and it'll allow you to feel more motivated to get other bigger things done.
I think also in the sense that it kind of like it's not so difficult because cleaning is not like, you don't have to think about it too much, but like it gets yourself into that work mentality. So if you do it earlier in the morning and you need to write a paper later that afternoon, if you start out cleaning, now you're used to working, you're used to doing stuff, especially during the weekend where you can sit on the couch and be like, I don't really feel like doing it. But if you're cleaning, you're putting things away, you're starting to do stuff, like, okay, I'm working already. Let me just bang this paper out right after.
Exactly.
Which kind of leads us into our next section here. Do you guys have any other general cleaning or organizational tips to make sure that you keep, a clean home or workspace?
I mean, I think in general, like if you're gonna be like cleaning in the spring, this whole spring cleaning situation, of course you got to be cleaning because, like we just said, like tidy up every day, deep clean every week or every 2 weeks or whatever you have you. But in terms of like organization and decluttering, that's where spring cleaning comes. You're not really cleaning because you do clean, but you clean all the time. But when it comes to spring cleaning, you're decluttering, organizing, right? Like you have those locations in your home that have built up a bunch of junk because you just don't want to look at it. Maybe it's your closet, maybe it's a drawer or whatever you have that has just like a bunch of stuff in it and you're not even sure where you accumulated all this stuff for the whole year. And you just got to go through it and organize it and declutter. Like you did a lot of shopping. Now you got to get rid of all the clothes because your closet is bursting. My tip is when you're spring cleaning or whatever, quarterly cleaning, you're going on with a big declutter, you tackle it by space, right? You start off like, okay, bedroom. What needs to be decluttered? All the drawers. Let's go through all the drawers, get rid of things you don't use anymore. Go through the closet, get rid of things you don't use anymore. And then after the bedrooms are done, now you're going to do the kitchen. Get rid of things that you don't use anymore. Get rid of old food that's in the back of your cabinet that's already expired. Like go by space and go by location. So start off with a junk drawer in your kitchen. And then from your kitchen, go to the spice drawer. So I think just like organizing it in a way where you're checking things off a list, room by room, location by location.
Yeah, you definitely want to tackle things one at a time. And as you get going, you find things that you're like, oh, okay, so this shouldn't be here. It's going to be over there. And then that's your logical step. Now I got to clean that thing where this other object's supposed to go. So it gives you like a flow. I think that's a good tip to have it, do it section by section and just make it smaller.
I think one of the biggest issues I have that, takes up so much of my time is that when I'm decluttering, these junk drawers or these closets, is that I find something that I feel belongs somewhere else. And then I'll stop what I'm doing and then go to the other place. I'll start cleaning and decluttering, that location. So I'll go from a junk drawer to a closet. And then here I am reorganizing a closet. And then I'll make my way to like the living room because I'll find some things that belong in there. So it's really tough for me to go from room to room, location to location. So that's a pretty good tip just to keep it like prioritize how to declutter and, clean these areas because I have such a tough time doing that.
Yeah, you can always tell how much deep cleaning you're doing by how dirty it gets before it gets clean. If your place gets super dirty before it, like everything just starts flying out of places, there's everything on like the table, there's everything here and there and there. Oh, this one's about to be a good clean because it's so dirty right now. That everything's gonna get to its place.
So another general cleaning tip, like a lot of people don't know where to start. Like I said, like go by room, space by space, but like from there, like what else do you need to do to like keep it organized and help it stay organized for the rest of the year? So one tip that I would have is go on YouTube or go on TikTok and look up cleaning tips, look up organization, look up decluttering, and there's so much content on YouTube and TikTok. I think even Instagram on Reels now. There's so many people who have like entire pages dedicated to helping everyone learn how to declutter, learn how to organize so that your home or apartment or space is clean for the whole year. And they give you a lot of great tips on keeping a space organized and helping you start if you have no idea where to start and you don't ever really organize or decluttered before. So like there's tons of YouTube and TikToks about it. I like TikTok because you can just search it and it's like super quick videos and it kind of gets you in the mood for cleaning. So definitely check out other content creators who focus mostly on decluttering and organization.
Usually just starting off like cleaning, if you don't know where to start, like I usually start in the kitchen because I feel like in the kitchen is where I notice the most mess that bothers me. I don't know. I feel like I just need to clean everything in the kitchen because if you don't address those things first, things can get smelly or they look gross, like mold will start forming. So I like to at least, start with the trash. I'll do the dishes. And then, when it comes down to like cleaning out your fridge or like the kitchen counters, that's something that I'll do like secondary to, taking out the trash and washing the dishes. I feel like that has like a higher priority in my mind. So when I think about starting off and where to clean and how to clean, I always start off with trash and dishes.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot spot for building dirt and mold, huh? With the food and all that. Unless you guys eat in your bedroom, so then you might want to start in there too.
I think a good cleaning tip is it doesn't have to all be done in one go. If you have a larger house or you have a bigger space, you can start somewhere and then, finish everything else later. It doesn't have to be done now. So, general tip, if you just want to clean one thing, just clean one thing.
All right, something in general that I think helps me clean is putting on music or putting on a movie or a show in the background because I'm still like enjoying myself because I'm like watching TV or watching a movie or listening to music, but I am being productive during that time. So it doesn't make it makes the time a little more enjoyable because you're still doing something that you're enjoying, but then also cleaning at the same time.
Well, smoke cover. Just I'm not watching TV, I'm cleaning.
What?
I'm not doing nothing. I'm obviously I'm washing the dishes.
Like when I'm washing the dishes, like I like to put on a podcast because then I'm like listening to something, enjoying it, something interesting while I'm cleaning, and it makes the time go by faster.
Typically, if I'm cleaning, I'll either if I'm like outside of the home, I'll have headphones in so I can like listen to music or listen to a podcast, something like that. But when I'm at home, yeah, I definitely listen to music. I find that I'm a little more productive when I'm listening to something versus if I have something to watch in the background because my eyes will glance over one too many times and then, cleaning just might take that much longer. I'll end up being unproductive with my time when, washing the dishes can take a short amount of time. If I put on a movie in the background, it might take me the whole movie to wash the dishes. So, be careful, be wary about that.
I mean, I wouldn't watch a new movie. I'd probably watch a movie that I enjoy, like a classic movie that I like.
Oh, I'll still glance over at the TV more oftentimes than not, even if it's a movie I've watched hundreds and hundreds of times
That's
over.
okay though, because like if you are having a hard time cleaning, at least you're still being productive, even if it's taking you forever. You're still doing something instead of just sitting on the couch and watching the movie. So it might still be
Yeah.
a win.
Dishes will still get done eventually.
Eventually.
Even if it takes the whole movie, which is not bad. What's a movie like? An hour 20, not an hour 40?
And then also keep in mind, following up on Jen's tip, after you finish washing the dishes, you don't have to go ahead and clean the rest of the house right after. If it takes you, a substantial amount of time or effort, you can always revisit all those other cleaning duties that you need to do at a later time. What do you guys have in terms of organizing?
I think you got everyone when you're decluttering and you're organizing. I think you got to start with the 1 year rule, and that might be a little aggressive for some people.
1 year rule.
You could do the 1 year rule, the 2 year rule, but basically, when you're going through a space or a drawer or something, did you use that item in the last year? If not, do you need it? Maybe you should discard it. Like if you didn't wear that shirt for a whole year, are you really going to wear it this year? Maybe you should donate it. Or you go in your drawer and there's a lotion bottle that you've had for 2 years.
Eventually.
Do you really need that lotion bottle? Maybe just throw it out. People just like keep things around because like there's still stuff in there. They feel bad getting rid of it, throwing it away. But this is your space. And if you're not going to use it, maybe just get rid of it. So, I mean, I like the 1 year rule, but of course, like with COVID and everything, you didn't really use a lot of stuff. We were not doing as much, but maybe you could do like the 2 year rule and then like kind of being more aggressive during the year because you really don't need that much stuff to keep yourself happy. You might just want to declutter.
It's a good rule because there's always times where you look at your clothes and you just don't wear stuff like that anymore. It's just they say it's got a weird logo that you're just not too fond of anymore. You have that old player shirt of a person that's no longer on that team. I think that's a good rule. Like you're never gonna put that on, so might as well just organize your space and get rid of it.
But it has so much sentimental value to me. You know how many good and bad memories I have in those clothes? Who cares if they don't fit? I'm holding on to it.
You got to make the tough decisions, man. Are you really going to be like, oh, I want to have a sentimental time? You're not going to go through your closet and be like, oh, that's the shirt I wore my first day of college. You're going to go on your phone and look at a picture from the first day of college. Maybe it's not that important. So you just got to think about those things.
I think as far as organization as well, there's a quick tip for it is if you have something for organization, keep everything that you use daily or something that you use very often in the front. If you have a drawer that you use or you have a desk, everything that you use daily should be in the front and ready to go. Because if it's something you have to keep pulling other things out to get to, it's gonna make everything more dirty. Say you have like a t-shirt that you love and you put it on the bottom pile of your drawer. Now you gotta like mess up and unfold all these other things to get to that t-shirt that you like to wear. Just put it on top, put it in the front.
I never thought about that. Maybe I have like unconsciously, but that's a good tip. But I think actually I do think about that, like especially in the kitchen, things that I'm not going to use as often. I'll put it in the cabinets that are higher that I can't really reach, so that like I'm not pulling out the step stool every single day, only like those once in a while times. And things that I need every day are more like eye level or like drawer level where I can grab it quickly.
I've like repurposed, right? Ah, I repurposed right here. That's like a little shoe thing that you put on your door. So you just put your shoes on there. But I actually put t-shirts in there, but those are my go-to t-shirts. So they're
Oh,
not
nice.
behind or under anything. I just pull them right out.
I like that.
That's definitely an issue that I have when I'm looking for something to wear. I basically have to dig through half my closet just to find something that I just want to throw on. So that's a pretty good way of keeping things organized.
I got another tip for organizing and decluttering. Like I said, like go by room and then space by space, but like within every space in your home, get smaller boxes, smaller baskets, containers to like break up the space. Cause sometimes even like a small drawer, like you can throw a bunch of things in there and it'll just get all cluttered. So if you get like smaller containers that can break up the space, it'll be so much easier to have everything organized in a way. Like even in drawers, even by your drawer, like I have like these clear containers that break up like even just the smallest drawer. And then even if there's like a bunch of stuff that's not related, at least it's broken up visually. So when you're looking for things, it's easier to find it.
I think also quick, a really small organizational tip is when you organize things, try to make it a little aesthetically pleasing in a sense, because that's a little trick that you can do with like, you know that something's missing if it looks weird. So like, oh, I gotta find that, I gotta put that back because there's just usually nothing that's missing there. Or I like how this looks, something as simple as that. So I'm gonna always clean it up. I'm always gonna put things back where they're supposed to be because I like how this looks aesthetically. Something you can use as a trick, kind of play yourself.
Yeah, I think that's something that's like really important that, is kind of like an underlying assumption, but I don't want it to go unsaid, is to make sure that everything that you own has a home. Make sure you put things in places where it would make sense for them to go in. Like I'll put, all the cleaning supplies under the sink. I'll put, like mop or vacuum and broom all in the same closet. I'm not going to have them, distributed all throughout the house. Organize your house that way. Same thing with like, electronics or even like your linen, make sure that you have specific places where those things live so that it's almost like second nature where those things go, and then it'll help you organize everything in the future.
Yeah, I'll help you tidy up because when there's like a bunch of stuff on the counter, a bunch of stuff like in the living room, like you know where to put it. You know where it goes, so it'll be easier to find it later on. Like if you have guests over and they're like, "Oh, do you have an extra toothbrush?" And you're like, "Ooh, where did I put that?" You already know exactly where to find that. There's a specific place that has your extra bathroom stuff, you know? Everything should have its own home or a general home at least.
So in college, when I was living with my roommates, it was kind of new territory for me at least because it was my first time living outside, my parents' house. I'd go to Walmart or wherever, and then we'd all buy all these cleaning supplies, but we'd end up buying like one bottle of Lysol and we'd buy like a 6 pack of sponges, to wash the dishes. We didn't really have any sense of like what we needed for cleaning supplies. So what would you guys say that you would need to buy to help you guys clean? And like, how do you even know what you should be buying?
That's why I think for that specific thing, that's why it's so important that, like, the idea that you don't have to clean everything at once. Because sometimes the best way to know what you need is to realize you don't have it. So you can start cleaning your kitchen and then you're like, I don't have dish soap. Now add it to the list. You can put it down there. I need dish soap. Wait, I just bought the dish soap, but I don't have sponges. I got to use this paper towel to wash it. Now you need to get some sponges. So sometimes, unfortunately, a little trial and error is going to be the way to go on this one, especially if you're a beginner or you're a new homeowner. There's certain things that you never had to do, or say your roommates always covered that area and they took care of it for you and you realize, oh wait, I have to buy trash bags, something like that. So sometimes you just have to go through a little trial and error.
No, yeah, it's definitely a learning process, when you're, cleaning or trying to organize, your new space. Don't be discouraged if you go to the store, come back and you realize you don't have the supplies that you need. Like Jen said, you can either clean something else and then go back to it later or just run back to the store. It's not that big of a deal. Luckily, we also have a lot of platforms on the internet where you can buy a bunch of cleaning supplies. They could deliver it to your door. But
Much
you
like
can use
our
these
sponsor.
resources. You can use these resources to, get a better sense of what you need to buy and how to use these cleaning supplies or organizational supplies to make sure your house stays clean and decluttered.
Luckily, before I even moved out of my parents' house, like I cleaned all the time at my parents' house, so I knew like what I needed to do to clean and what I needed to buy to clean. So I guess it kind of depends on your background. Like if you never cleaned at your parents' house, you might want to just maybe ask your parents or whoever you lived with and be like, "What do I need? Like what should I buy?" Instead of like going to the store and literally having no idea. Or you can go on literally Google and just Google what do I need in terms of like basic cleaning supplies after I move into a new home. And I'm sure there's lists out there. But I'd like to think about it like by space. Like I'll think, okay, what do I need for the laundry room? I need detergent. I need dryer sheets. And then I need fabric softener and bleach. And then those are 3 things that you need for the laundry room. And then you go to the kitchen. Okay, I need something to clean the counters. I need something to clean the dishes. I need something to clean the this. And then think of the bedrooms. So like, oh, okay, well, I need something to clean the floor. So kind of just like going space by space. And if you were going to start cleaning, think about all the things you're going to need and make your list that way.
That's a good rule of thumb because I feel like even after I lived on my own in college, I moved in with you, and then you were like, did you even get any like Ajax to clean the sink and like the toilets and things like that?" And I'm like, Ajax? I think I've bought that like once in my life. But yeah, breaking it down as to like what supplies you need by room or like by areas is a pretty good way of setting some guidelines as to what you need.
Dude, everybody needs Ajax or Comet on their list of stuff to buy. Like literally you can use it on everything. Your sinks, you can use it for your toilet, your bathtub, literally all those spaces to clean. It will literally clean so much. and it does like a good deep clean. So I highly recommend getting some Ajax or Comet.
It's funny because I moved from apartment to apartment, and that's one of those things where I don't really have to buy it because it's just always under the sink. The people who bought it the last time don't use it. They don't use all of it, and they don't ever take it with them. So it's one of those things where one of those tidbits. If you are in New York and you're going from apartment to apartment, I bet you there's probably some underneath your sink already.
That is so bizarre.
That seems pretty commonplace. I mean, like if you're moving out, are you gonna look at your cleaning products and be like, I'm gonna take
Always.
that, unfiltered, no lid Ajax or Comet
Yeah.
with me?
It's so cheap, so that's probably why people leave it. Like it's literally like 99 cents a bottle or whatever. Can.
Yeah.
Next tip for like how do you know what to buy in terms of like organizing? Like when I mentioned earlier to buy like smaller baskets, smaller containers, or like whatever you have you to break up a space into smaller sections. Measure the space that you're like trying to organize. So if you're trying to do your closet and there's like a shelf in there and you want to buy some baskets to break up that shelf, measure the shelf, measure the width, the height, the depth, so that when you go to wherever you're going to buy all these organizational components, you know what's going to fit in that space. So definitely measure the spaces that you are planning to organize. That's why it's good to just go take it one room by time or one drawer by time, because you're going to have to measure and remember what you need, etc. So before you go out and buy stuff, remember to measure the place that you're buying these things for.
I swear this would have fit, but I guess now it's just add to the clutter.
That happens more often than not.
And
If you
then
don't plan for it, it'll just end up being clutter.
I don't know what it is about myself, but like I'm just like not a returner. If I buy something and it's wrong and
Yeah,
it doesn't fit,
exactly.
like I'm not returning it.
Just eat that
That might
bullet.
just be a lazy thing
Take the hit.
or a
Yep.
privilege
I
thing.
take the hit.
Steven's better about returning things.
It might take me a while. I might use up all the 90 days of that return policy, but
Oh no.
I mean, if it gets back to the store, it gets back to the store. If it doesn't, it looks better in the garbage.
Something that you kind of don't really think about having as far as organization is people, you got boxes, you got containers and stuff, but like Velcro straps, rubber bands, things that like keep things together. If you have like a thing of pencils or sharp, it's so easy to just keep it all together that way, especially if you're going to do some cable management, which is, probably one of the hottest things on YouTube. Cable management, they're going to tell you one thing: you can buy some Velcro straps. So I definitely recommend getting some Velcro straps for organization.
I love Velcro strap. But also, if you're a cheapo, like when you buy some bread and stuff or like other random things that comes with like little twist ties, just save those. And also like rubber bands. You could use some rubber bands. If you don't want to buy Velcro straps, but Velcro straps are nice. I got some and I realized what they were used for. They actually are really handy.
Versatile. It's like the Ajax of organizational stuff.
What's your favorite place to buy stuff, guys? Where are you guys going?
Well, based on ease of access, I don't really have a Walmart that I could just roll up to in Manhattan area. But I like to use Amazon. It's just one click away. But that's one of those things where if I do not measure, I will not return. I'm not sending anything back through the mail. So make sure you measure for
Measure.
that one for sure. But yeah, Amazon is usually my go-to.
I feel like in the Chicagoland area, they usually have a lot of like Jewel or Targets that are, accessible for the most part. So we typically go to like either Jewel or Target to just find some cleaning supplies. They might even have some organizational bins at the ready, but maybe not like the widest variety. So if we're looking to buy some cleaning supplies, we'll go to like one of those stores like Jewel or Target. But if we're looking, for something to organize our space, we typically go to Amazon or some kind of online outlet like that, only because it's again like the ease of access, and also like those things need to be specific in dimensions. So like just to make sure that they fit, Even though if we don't see it, in person, having those dimensions online really helps. And, again, Amazon delivers straight to your door, so it's fine. Another
And
store
it
that you
comes with
can
organizational boxes.
another store that you can go try out if you have a container store is what it's called. It's called the Container Store. They basically have just a huge variety of containers, boxes, shelving units. I mean, you name it, they most likely will have it. It is a little bit pricier than your average, container, but it's definitely worth checking out. They do have a wide variety of things and a lot of different selections. You have one of those, that's great. You can use that as a resource to buy some containers, or maybe even just get an idea of what you want to do and then take that idea somewhere else and go shopping on Amazon, do some clicking, and get it delivered to your door.
Yeah, I love Container Store. Like, Container Store is a beautiful land of all the things that I wish I could buy, but it is pricey. Like Steven said, like it's really pricey. So like honestly, like if you don't have like a good chunk of change to spend, like I would kind of avoid it unless you know for sure you have like a budget that you want to spend on like nice containers for your home. Like they're definitely durable and they'll last you a long time, but I will say it is really pricey. So if you aren't willing to spend that much money on like organizing, you can always go to like Target or IKEA. I would say that's like a mid tier. Like things are kind of expensive, but not like as expensive. But Target and IKEA have like a lot of like really affordable organizational things, smaller baskets and bins and stuff like that. But if you're really on a budget, I honestly recommend going to Dollar Tree, like Dollar Tree or the General Dollar, any like dollar store around you. Like there's some really good organizational tidbits that you can buy and super affordable, obviously. And if you're organizing your space, like they use Dollar Tree and like all those kinds of places have different colors that of the same kind of things. So you can definitely
Ooh.
find so many things at the dollar store if you're on a budget. So there's definitely a lot of places you can go, but top picks definitely Dollar Tree if you're on a budget, Container Store if you're feeling real bougie, and if you're like kind of bougie but you want something more durable and it's gonna last longer than Dollar Tree, Target and IKEA.
As far as the kind of luxury side of of organization, you say, why would I spend money to organize things? If you visit the Container Store, and also in New York they have Muji, there's just things that you just see these, the way they have things organized, and all the containers they have. You're like, okay, maybe there is something to this organization thing. Maybe there's something to it, and that's why they charge up the wazoo. So that's another line of luxury kind of organization. But you could definitely go into a rabbit hole of spending money for just like boxes. So it's kind of a weird thing. And if
It
you
is
definitely
weird.
don't want to do that, I always say repurpose things. Like I mentioned earlier, I have that shoe rack that is, it's my t-shirt holder. I don't use it for shoes. I also take things like backpacks and Amazon boxes. You're already ordering something, they're coming in. You can use Amazon boxes to put things into certain areas and spaces. You can cut it up. Now it's a divider in different drawers and such. There's ways you can repurpose and reuse things. I know there's some people that use, those utensil trays that you put in the thing. It's already used for, organization, but I've seen people, you put makeup in there and you can put it in there and you can get cooler designs on Amazon and stuff. So there's different ways you can, repurpose and reuse things to organize.
Yeah, I feel like during the holidays, people buy you like kits and stuff, like kits, and it comes like in a tin can or random like tin packages that are like more durable. I always like save all those like during the holidays and use it to organize smaller spaces. Like all my makeup drawers are just like tins from other kits or other things that I used to get, like a cookie tin. You can use that for some stuff. I mean, everybody knows this, like those old like cookie Jen put it on the screen if you're watching YouTube, those like butter cookies, and then inside is like sewing supplies. Cause you could just reuse everything. You could
Tin
literally
can, they're nice.
you can use anything to organize your space.
I couldn't tell you like how many Filipino households I've walked into and seen that like short shortcake.
Shortbread tin can.
Yeah, the shortbread tin can, and I look inside, and it's either like sewing or like some other kind of like sharp instruments inside, and I'm like, whoa, what is with this tin can? There's never cookies in it.
Or you go in the fridge and the sour cream is actually like a meat dish.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely, definitely. How do you guys feel about those people that put like cereal into like clear containers, even though it comes in a box itself? I always think that's it's an interesting move. I think that's one of the ones where I would never do it myself.
I mean,
That's cool
it
looking.
helps your cereal last longer because it's like in an airtight container. And I've wanted to do it just because I'm like, oh yeah, like the oatmeal or like whatever's gonna last longer. But I've never brought myself to do it because I'm like, really, I'm gonna spend $30 for my $3 box of cereal. I don't know.
I feel like it's like one of those things like cereal and oatmeal that I don't I don't run through on a daily basis. So like going out of my way to put it into another container is something that is a little overboard for my lifestyle. It is nice to see, how much of those things you have left, but again, like I don't run through those things often enough to where I feel the need to just reorganize or put those things into another container so I can, visually see how much I have left or just so that it's organized.
I appreciate though. Like, if you want to do that, I fully support it. I think it looks nice. I think it does look visually pleasing, so it makes your mind feel more decluttered. So if you got the cash, I say go ahead and splurge. It does look nice. I would do it if I had the money.
Yeah, I think if it fits your lifestyle, do something like that. Go for it.
I think it's also definitely like a homeowner thing. If you're like going apartment, probably don't do that. If you got your house and it's your place, I think that's one of those things that maybe you can, get away with something like that. But if I see, I'm like, yeah, what a waste. What a huge waste of money for that.
All right. So we're going to close out this episode with a final tip here in regards to cleaning and organizing. Personally, my final tip is to clean early and often. Make sure things don't get piled up so that when it comes down to it, you have less of a workload later on. Same thing with organizing, address these things early so that later on you're not decluttering your entire house at once because that sounds like a tragedy.
My final send off is make sure that you guys have it's kind of like an everything container or a junk container. Because when you have new things and you don't know where things are supposed to go, or say you're organizing something and you don't really want to clean everything else at that particular moment, you throw all these things into this bin or to this closet, to this like certain space, so that later it can find its home in a different place. Because you don't want things to get dirty just because you got something new. You don't want it to get dirty just because you're moving something and you're trying to work out something else. You just have a spot where you can put things before you can then later clean them up.
And my final tip for you guys today is the one touch rule. I talked about this in my New Year's resolution episode because it was one of my things I wanted to do more often during the year. And it is the one touch rule where basically you put everything away in its home right away. Like if you use it, then you put it back right after you use it. Like if you're baking a cake and you need sugar, you get the sugar from the cabinet, you put it in your cake, and then you put it back right away. So you're only touching it once. You're not moving it to the side only to clean it up later. Or say you come home and you have your jacket on, take off your jacket and put it into the closet where it belongs. Don't just throw it on the chair for you to pick up from the chair and then put it back in the closet later. So you save yourself time, you save yourself cleaning and tidying up later on. If you put something down, make sure you're putting it down in its final home so you can set your future self up for success.
Now go out there and be somebody.
Bye-bye, y'all.
Thanks for listening to our cleaning and organizing episode. Hopefully you got some tips, some tricks to clean your home, to organize your workspace or your home so that you can live a life that is decluttered and tidy. Catch you next episode.
And if you like episodes like this and you want to see more episodes like this, make sure you like and subscribe below. Make sure you leave a review on this podcast if you're listening to it. We are on the line at Instagram, so check us out there. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Bye.
Peace. Now, what button do I press?
Did I do that?